Now we've got a problem here, or an idea that Mvelo says, you know, hey, can data science help predict stocks price? So there's a question that you would ask a machine, right? You'd say, based on all the data available, can you tell me what the stock price of Tesla is going to be in 6 months' time? And that, I mean, if you could do that, I mean, that's an amazing question to answer. And I think humans have been trying to predict the future, you know, since hundreds of years ago. But Terence, maybe let's just go into the financial world and the application of data science. And I mean, from my perspective, I know that there are entire, you know, stock funds now that pick stocks based on data science and on algorithms. I know Michael Jordan, for example, who was a previous CEO of FNB. I mean, he's been going into a couple of AI funds and seeing if machines can beat the asset managers and the stock pickers of other traditionally managed firms. And I think the jury is still out. I don't think there's a clear winner necessarily. But Terence, your thoughts on data science in financial world and investments and stock picking, like Mvelo's asked here?
Yeah, so as you said, actually, there's a lot of people who are trying to do this. And right now, the big movement is towards trying to predict cryptocurrency, right? And it's it's always take it with a pinch of salt. And this is, I guess, the same kind of advice that you would say if you're going with a broker or an asset manager or something like that. Always take their advice with a pinch of salt. The reason why I say this is obviously data science is going to be working on a much higher scale of data than a normal person. They can obviously, you know, we can plug in a ton of data. And based on the algorithms or the predictive models that the data scientist has created, you know, that we can get some kind of estimate. Whether that estimate or that prediction is accurate is a completely different story. You know, there's so many variables when it comes to stock prices. I mean, there's geopolitics. There's what can we say? I mean, the natural disasters. There's just too many things that can happen. I mean, Elon Musk's tweets could change the stock markets. So predicting, you can make a basic prediction, yes, using data science, of course. Anytime there's data, we can make a prediction. That is literally the function of data science, is to make predictive models, or to model data into something that we can use. But whether that is going to be accurate and we can say if it's going to happen, I don't know. You know, the probability of it happening maybe is high. But the same can be said for the asset manager or the broker who's trying to sell you some kind of stock. You know, they probably watching the markets very closely as well. How do we train a computer to watch the markets? Very simply, there's a way to do that. So yes, definitely you can predict the stock markets, but to what probability? That is a different question. You know, it's very hard to answer that. But yeah.
and I guess if you take Warren Buffett's view of always looking at the fundamentals and looking at the leadership, you know, I mean, he was very successful even before artificial intelligence and data science and so on. So, I mean, as you say, there are so many different variables to try and think about.